When my father left, he told my mom he was going to the store to buy a newspaper and never came home. The police showed up on our doorstep before my mother had a chance to report him missing. He had taken thousands of dollars from the company he worked for, and they had come to collect and throw him in jail. We were evicted from our apartment, our belongings were seized, and the Dodge Dart was repossessed. We stayed in a motel for 3 nights, but then what little money my mother had ran out. The morning we left the motel, my mother packed our clothes in a paper bag and stuck it under her arm. She took hold of Richard's hand and instructed me to hold on to his other hand as we made our way down the street. After walking several blocks, Richard declared he was too tired to go any farther, and my mother lifted him onto her hip. "Where are we going?" Richard asked over and over again. "We're going to see some people," my mother said. When we got to the sidewalk leading up to the front door of the church, my mother set Richard down and straightened his clothes. "We going to church, Mommy?" Richard asked. "It's not Sunday." My mother opened the door and looked around. "What you looking for, Mommy?" Richard asked. I rolled my eyes and wished he would be quiet for once. A woman in a pale pink dress peeked her head around the corner. "Hi," she said. "I thought I heard voices. Can I help you?" I looked up at my mother, but she couldn't speak. Nothing was coming out. I noticed her eyes were filling with tears, and the woman in pink noticed too. She leaned down to Richard and me. "We've got a plate full of peanut butter cookies back in the kitchen that I made for luncheon today. Would you like some with a great big glass of milk?" We nodded, and she took our hands. Another woman with glasses, sitting behind a desk, looked up and smiled at us. "Mrs. Burke," the woman in pink said, "these children are hungry for cookies. Maybe you and Pastor Burke might like to visit with their mother."